Hi, all. Good morning. Another beautiful July day, especially if you like 90 degrees and more. I'm the one who loves heat, but even I think we may need some rain. However, the sun is always shining when get to talk to one of my favorite people in the world, Ryan Fletter of Barolo Grill. Hi there.
Hi, Pat. Thanks for having me. It's always lovely to see you in your gorgeous
Oh,
Friday outfit. I love it.
oh, thank you. You should see the
Right?
rest of it, but I can't show you.
It's not sweatpants, is
Yes.
it?
Exactly what it is. When
Joggers,
when
flip-flops,
yeah, I guess you
tennis
can't see.
shoes.
I could confess and show them. Yes, it's sort of my workout pants. But I always say if we get it done from here to here, we're okay for now.
You and me both.
Someday, yeah, someday we're going to be in big trouble when a full length mirror is shown. In the meantime, now that I've confessed, what's happening at Barolo Grill? First of all, you have a great haircut.
Thank you. It's summer, and so it's time to, get
Oh,
ready
I
for
think it
weather,
looks
right?
really cool.
Um, I everything's going well and just abnormal lifestyle that we all live. It's July, and typically we go to Italy, and we obviously have not gone to Italy. So for maybe not obvious reasons, the world is still, a bit tumultuous with COVID and traveling. So it's a little strange to be in Denver or at Barolo during, the 4th of July and the 4th of July week or the week after when we typically are in Italy. So a little bit of Groundhog Day from last year. We've gone to Italy every year for 24 years. I was on the first trip in 1995, and then COVID hit in 2019, and that's just a little bit of a. We're excited and anxious to get back there, but we had to forego doing that for the while. And I don't know if yeah, I've been considering a trip in the fall, and we'll see if that makes sense. Maybe not with the whole restaurant and staff entirely because we have to continue to operate, but we're kind of I'm in this mindset or mind space of getting back to some of our inspiration and with the chefs and a few others. So
Well,
so we'll
my
see.
my bucket list for however many years you've gone is to get to go. But I don't think I've ever qualified, and I have a feeling it's not going to happen.
I need a designated driver. I need a handler. I've been telling you this for years.
I'll
So
be the handler. And I'll drink, I'll
excuse me.
handle, I'll eat, as long as you don't make me ride a bike.
No, electric bikes now. So you don't have to do anything. Hit the button.
Uh, yeah, right. But I don't know. It's funny. You know how you think about this all your life. And I've been the Barolo fan from day one, but even more so since Ryan was there. And I keep thinking, wouldn't that be wonderful?
Some
So,
people ask me, what's your favorite place? And I keep going back to Barolo because the Barolo region and the area of Barolo is unbelievable. And it just reminds me and continues this connection of why Barolo was started. And the foods are incredible, the wines are incredible, but the landscape is stunning. And my Italian winemakers are posting pictures of this beautiful,
oh,
area right now. And it's just
oh,
there's so much to look forward to, and when we can all start moving around. So it'll be there. It's been there a long time if we get through all this next chapter.
well, if you ever let a few tag alongs like an old lady who has this on her bucket list, let me know. I have a passport and I'm ready to go.
I love it. I love it. I'll
And,
keep this in mind, and I don't know what we'll
and
be
of
doing, but
course,
something creative.
like everyone else, I always say, I'm always happy. I am. You're happy when you go to Barolo Grill. I don't care whether you're at the bar, at a table, in one of the things outside, whatever it is, you always make everyone feel loved, happy, and you just want to be there. And your menu, your service, everything reflects it.
You are sweet, and thank you. And
No, I am telling the truth.
it's genuine. I mean, we care about our staff, our customers, our vendors, our guests. I mean, and so when they're in the house, especially without our little raccoon masks on right now for the temporary, it's really important to connect with everybody that we've lost some connections with, and then stay safe. And, I'm living in the moment a little bit more than I ever have right now,
I
which
think we all do.
that's healthy too. Staying in the present, we have great things in front of us at the moment, and then we, all know that something can change, and we just will try to change with it
Right.
and
We
hopefully
we
for better.
live, I don't think any of us lived like we do now for today, because
Yeah,
you sort of have to.
you have to. And the restaurant world reminds us of that too, because it's about eating and drinking and convivial activity of the moment, not so much about next week or last week. It's really about what's going on right now. And
Okay, what's going on right now?
we're just, we're welcoming guests nightly. We're having a tremendous, reception. The place is nice and busy. It's still nice and safe. We're still keeping people spaced in a nice way. I mean, some things are a little bit closer than they were under the 6 foot mandates, but then we're not pushing everyone next to each other at the bars and at the bar space and nor the table. So we're still doing a nice spatial dining room. We still have outside available, except for it's been, just hot,
It's
challenging
impossible.
hot.
Yeah.
And also the rain. We typically used to get rain kind of in the afternoon. Now we're getting in the evenings, and that changes your white tablecloth outside. So
Yesterday on the 5 o'clock news, I heard rain starting midnight. Hang up, turn off news. Boom, the
look
thunder
up in the
came.
sky.
Oh,
I was looking up at the dark clouds at about 6 o'clock, going, where did this come from? So
that black.
sometimes it feels really figuratively and physically like I'm on the the boat in the crazy windstorms, the crazy, sea is 10-foot swells, and I'm just still watching, and the weather is part of it, living outside a little bit while we can, but with, July weather.
Oh,
August is
well.
around the corner. So
Okay. What summer dishes? Because I know Daryl comes up with wonderful things. Are you doing?
yeah, we're doing beef tenderloin with, salsa verde and summer truffles and English peas and fresh foraged mushrooms. So working with artichokes and sunchokes for the while, we've been making beautiful stuffed pastas with artichokes and um, certain salads and vegetables. We're dealing with the fresh tomatoes now, the heirloom tomatoes. We have the super caprese, which is our burrata cheese and heirloom tomato salad, which is really all about seasonal fresh. And right now we've got gorgeous Colorado tomatoes coming in. So we're highlighting some of those things. Seared grouper with marigold lettuces and things that are just really
Well,
nice
that's
and
new. I
lovely.
haven't seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got crab and
Oh,
cucumber and lime sorbets and things that are really fun but refreshing, really flavorful. So we're letting the chefs be creative, but in the midst of also some supply chain such and really we're having, the other day there was a fire drill. You couldn't get duck. That's our signature of the house. And so, even the suppliers are still running out of some paper towels, and duck and squash blossoms are here one day and then gone the next. So we're a little bit, dealing closely with our vendors. We just got fresh porcinis in yesterday, so we were
oh, how
making,
fabulous.
yeah. So we have gnocchi with fresh porcinis that we're,
Oh,
using for the few days until the next batch shows up or not.
and what about the risotto?
Risotto, we're doing amazing smoked strawberries.
Okay, that I did have that. That had to be, that's why I asked.
It's
Singularly the best.
Yeah, it has a little Malghese cheese, which is kind of like a robiola, and it melts into the risotto. The risotto has this really amazing savory, yet not sweet, but the fruit element of this smoked strawberries is just kind of like truffles, alluring, gets your kind of pheromones going in a way I don't understand it, but my toes curl. And
I
I
agree.
yeah,
I never order risotto. I think 2 bites of most rice dishes,
yeah,
that's enough. And I ordered this one after I had tasted it from somebody else's plate. Oh my God. Oh,
I'm the
it's
same.
fabulous.
It has a little aged 25-year balsamic on it, the true Aceto di Balsamico, and it's just savory, sweet. beautiful combination. It's a real home run. So that's been really fun. Um, we'll be switching into some fresh melon and prosciutto next couple weeks because melons are becoming ripe for Colorado, and we'll make some changes. We'll have some fresh diver caught scallops coming in the menus. So we have some
Oh,
things coming up in the next few weeks that Chef Daryl, Truitt, who's been at Barolo 15 plus years, and he's just doing an amazing job. So a few Hall of Famer dishes on the menu, a few new things and seasonal things, and just trying to, inchworm our way across this, final finish of July, or weather or supply or being in the moment with whatever has shown itself this week.
well, throughout COVID, throughout this whole thing, you've been fabulous. Uh, if you want to, for a second, we could talk about, and well, first of all, I have to thank you for being part of Morgan Adams Foundation event that helps with cancer research for little kids and helping the kids themselves that we're doing August 21st. We asked you, you didn't hesitate for a second. So thank you for that. That's out at Centennial Airport with
You're
their
so
telling
welcome.
they're telling
And
about cars and planes. And this was 58 million. This was, I said, I don't know one plane from another.
wow,
So it's going to be really fun. Anyway,
yeah,
on another subject, though, it's very interesting. You have not added, because this seems to be the latest restaurant controversy,
mhm.
adding a 20% tip, and then do you add on to that, or what you're doing? What are you doing?
We are the same policy as we have always been, and we continue, which is a gratuity based on the guest's desire. We do not force the hand of a gratuity or a service charge. We do and
Yeah,
have,
I am
I should say,
applauding.
I should qualify, we certainly do that for maybe large groups that have booked private rooms and things that have contracts for large events with
Well,
lots.
but that's always been with
That's
everybody.
that's a, that has the 20% gratuity added, but then it's always suggested, first of all, always has been. We present a bill and say, we, suggest that gratuity for your staff, but you are welcome to put in whatever that number should be. And that's how we've always treated the private rooms or large groups anyhow. That doesn't change. It hasn't been any different, and it continues. And I actually strongly oppose the forced service charge. I don't oppose suggesting it like we all have done for so long, but to mandate it, honestly, I don't even see the real need to do it because we don't find people want to leave much less than that. And if they do, that's their right. And it certainly may be warranted for a reason like service or their own financial situation. And there are some cases where people have very good reason, sometimes because they spend a lot of money on wine or some things and they feel like
But
a
that's been a
automatic.
debate for years, but
So
yeah.
we've never done that. We've never had any pushback one way or the other. We are still doing tip shares with the whole staff, and
Well,
that's
that's
part of this.
fair.
That's part of the controversy, and that's part of this too, because a forced service charge allows the house to distribute those funds however they wish to do that, for better or for worse. Once it's a forced service charge, the house owns those monies, and the house has no actual obligation to recycle those monies. Now, the staff, of course, would have a problem with that, just like any business. And it's no different than underpaying any employee on any industry and telling somebody, we're a multi-million-dollar company, but we're going to pay you, $15 an hour. That isn't going to necessarily work either. So it does go implied that you're going to distribute those dollars, but then there is nothing that says you have to give any part of it.
I think most
That's
of
what I don't like about it.
I think most of us automatically think it's going to be distributed. You don't think about it. But then I've heard a couple of people say, restaurant people, that after they have a 20% there now, and then they have spoken up and said but we sort of expect you. And even their staff has been trained
Mhm.
to say, but you might want to leave more, or we don't get something or other.
Which is kind of a that sort of double negatives the whole concept that if we this feels like a country club or some kind of private club where there's a service charge put on automatically, whether you drink a beer or have tacos or have a 5-course meal or whatever you do, but then that doesn't go to the staff. Well, where does it go? Or some of it goes to the staff, but just the minority or the baseline, and then it's very ambiguous. You don't know what those dollars are clearly being used to buy carpet for the new club or the new, parking lot, but there's no absolute transparency, and it's actually doesn't have to be transparent. And I don't like that. I like that the guest pays the 35 or $40 for the food item. They get to make the decision on the gratuity, that whether it's 20%, 19%, 21%, 18%, it may be there are maybe other reasons. And at the end of the day, we average above that for the most part anyhow. So it's not really a thing. What I don't like is, to your point, what you were saying is a 20% plus, you were also now implied and expected to go above and beyond that. That's no different than saying, you might as well, anything less than 22% is not acceptable. And that's not exactly the case. I think a 20% gratuity is still a very well standard number that you shouldn't have to
I'm
force.
happy to leave. Most often, I leave more than just 20%.
Yeah,
And like some people, if we're going to get technical, tip taking away the tax and the whatever.
right.
But most of us tip on everything anyway.
And
And
it's
if I
often,
go
I
on,
was going to say, it comes from the nature of being gratuitous, that you felt that, I'm going to, whether it's round up, leave a
yeah,
solid $20 or $30, or instead of it $19.22. There's reasons that we all behave this way. And the server, the service, the bartenders, those who are providing for you, are also, we are in a capitalistic country or world, or I tend to think that, you eat what you kill, you earn, you don't just get. And I tend to vie on the side of the socialism part of the mandate 20%. Then it's doesn't matter if you had good service, bad service. The server doesn't really have anything invested in that exchange anymore. Just feels a little bit like this isn't about Hooters or women and men and masochistic slash or things that kind of the spin has been that it's about subservience or slavery. I mean, I know the history and some of this derivation of this concept of tipping is still controversial in its nature, and that's a bigger animal. That's not something I'm
right.
certainly that I can we should spend that much time
No,
on. But the mandate of a being a service charge and automatically forced with a plus mentality is a little different than
right.
the subjective nature of a guest saying, not only did I love, I massively fell in love with the service and I want to leave you something more. That's their own choice, and that feels good. And I want the guests to feel good. The staff feels good. And it just doesn't seem like everyone feels good when you have a service charge and an insinuation that
Yeah, I mean, my feeling is if you're doing that 20%, that's it. But I think it's best your way because I think the servers and everybody do better. However, in the meantime, Barolo Grill does it all right, all the time.
we try. If we don't get it right on the first try, we certainly, go back to our notes and see what that is. And whether it's outside dining in bungalows, whether it's menus or wine choices or service and dealing with the current conditions,
Are the bungalows still popular in the summer?
yeah, they've, ironically, I watched in June a big shift in humans kind of leaving the city a bit and going for lakes, rivers, and ponds, going to the airports. And I've seen a lot of our regulars and such, heading to Vail or going on trips with their children, or, everyone's out of school. So you see a lot of people, just felt the less population of people in the city here. and you see the mountains are kind of bananas, and the camping sites. So we've been actually, quite busy, but it's also a little bit more indoor weather maybe for those who've been dining because it's been so hot out.
I agree.
And so July and June, a little bit of temperature and rain issues that, as I was saying, but the bungalows are safe from weather and have air conditioning.
I was going to
So
say they're air conditioned.
yeah, so actually what folks have been doing are booking bungalows and not necessarily al fresco dining, which is the outside open air. And that's because of this weather and temperature. So the bungalows have been popular and they continue to be, but a little less than when the weather is more moderate. And that's, I think, a little bit based on the fact that there's just folks who are really interested in being kind of outside. But
And if I may add, the bungalows are decorated beautifully. They're air conditioned, there's heat, whatever, but they have posters on the wall and beautifully set. I mean, it's not exactly like going in a tent.
no. And we didn't know how long people would want to be segregated from others.
They may still want to.
So there's a little bit of that. There's still those who don't want to be amongst the others, and then some of it is just fun too. It's not out of survival. It's not as much of a fight or flight with our vaccinations and such on board. But I know that there's some folks who still like to enjoy the outside with air inside conditions, and that's why.
Well, you've made it happen. I mean, Barolo has it all. August is a perfect month, whether it's too hot, rainy, or cold. You got a place to go at Barolo. Tell us your hours and all of that good stuff.
So we're open Tuesday through Saturday. We're closed Sunday, Monday. We serve dinner only the 5 nights, 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock, 5 o'clock to 9:30 during the weeks, and then 10 o'clock on the weekends. We still do to go, so you can still order things online if you're just trying to take stuff home for whatever reason. And so you can just give us a call at our phone number and straight talk to some human being, which is 303-393-1040. You can order online if you want to do it from your phone or at midnight. You can make reservations anytime. You can go to our website and just see anything, whether it's to order online, whether it's to make a reservation, whether it's to buy gift cards, for others. All of it's really easy to just barologrilldenver.com. So it starts there. But if you just Google Barolo Grill, typically, and you want the one in Denver, by the way, there is one in Kansas, I noticed recently.
Oh,
and
you're kidding.
It serves sushi. So we don't want this Barolo Grill confused. There's a couple Barolos in the world that aren't Barolo grills. So you Google Barolo Grill Denver, you see our website, and you can kind of get anything done. Certainly calling us and leaving us a message, and we'll call you back. For reservation, inside, outside, to go, parties coming up in the fall here. We can do
And
anything.
it's 3030 6th Avenue.
3030 East 6th Avenue, North Cherry Creek, so right on 6th Avenue in St. Paul. And there you can park semis around the building, so it's easy for street parking. We still have a parking lot. We're not doing valet still. We're just letting people park or show up in Ubers and Lyfts, and there's lots of ways to land yourself once you get there. And then we receive everyone, for those few hours on Tuesday through Saturday.
Barolo, I can hardly wait to go to Italy and see the sushi.
The
That's
Italians do love sushi. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't go with Barolo Grill.
Residents are wanting Barolo and sushi. So
Listen, I don't care what anybody loves. We love you. We love Barolo Grill and everything about you and everybody there. Thank you all the time. And
my
please,
pleasure. Thank you.
oh, love it.
Well,
Please go ahead.
I was just going to say, everybody supporting us is really what it's all about, whether it's once in a year, once a week, once a month, special.
I'll take that seat any day. And please like and subscribe to the Gabb on YouTube. You can see this show on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. As soon as we say goodbye, I will get it up. And Ryan, love you all the time. Thank you again for everything you do always.
Thank you, Gabby.
Have a great weekend.
Thank
Much
you so
love.
much.
All right.
Bon weekend. Ciao.
Maybe.